Hi everyone, it's Christine. Welcome back to my channel. I'm excited today to share with you 7 tips on how to take a lifeless room and transform it into a beautiful space in your home. All you need is one weekend, a few creative ideas, and on a shoestring budget, I want to share with you how you can transform your space this weekend. So let's go. So before I share the tips with you, let me set the scene a little bit. We moved into this house about 6 months ago, and we aren't quite sure what we're doing with this family/living room space. So it kind of sat lifeless for about 5 months, and I was just tired of it looking boring, drab, and yellow. Yes, it was pretty much this kind of nasty, creamy yellow from top to bottom. So one weekend, actually while hubby was away, I decided that was it. I'd had enough. I went to the store, got some paint, and got to work. So let me share with you how I took this room from drab to fab on less than $300. Tip number 1, shop your home first. A lot of times when we get into these makeovers, we get excited and we want to go and shop for brand new things. But here we want to stick to our budget. And so my first tip in just about any makeover is to start with shopping the items in your home. You will be so surprised when you look around your rooms or even in your storage and basement, what you can find, what you maybe forgot you had, and what you can repurpose in a new space. Take this fiddly fig tree. This beauty has actually moved around our house quite a few times whenever I've been redesigning rooms. I knew I needed some kind of greenery in this corner, so I thought it would be perfect in this room. Also, right next to the tree, we have this beautiful oversized lantern. This has also been in quite a few places in our homes over the years. I had this out on our front porch last, and because it was wintertime, I decided to bring it in and put it in our basement until I could take it out again. So when I shopped in my basement first, I found it and I thought this would look perfect, kind of flanking the fireplace right in front of the window. Best of all, they're both free because I already have them. Tip number 2, shop secondhand. It's incredible what you can find secondhand. So I'm talking going to the thrift stores and even looking online. There's amazing places like Craigslist, or here in Canada we have Kijiji, even places like Facebook Marketplace or Instagram. You can find a lot of times people reselling some of their goods that they no longer need. Take this beautiful vintage mirror behind me. I found it for $40. There's no way that that would have cost me only $40 had I bought it brand new. It's got a beautiful shape to it. It's got kind of a vintage vibe, and it's the perfect size for over the fireplace. Tip number 3, don't underestimate the power of a bucket of paint. This room, the biggest issue I had was that it was this creamy yellow from top to bottom, including this fireplace. Actually, we still would love to redo this fireplace, as the mantle is this bizarre tile thing without any grout, and it was a really odd color, and I just decided, you know what, I don't have time or energy to redo it right now, but I do have paint. And so I just took white to everything. We're talking the fireplace, the walls, all the trim, and the ceiling. It's incredible what a can of white paint did to this space. It completely breathed life back into it and gave it the perfect white backdrop for everything else to shine. Tip number 4, make your own artwork. This can range from a number of things, from you yourself using paint and a paintbrush on a canvas, Or in this situation, we used our own photography. We recently went to Paris and we had so much fun taking amazing pictures. We brought them home and we did some slight edits on them in Lightroom, and then we had them printed at our local print shop, and we just put them into some simple and inexpensive IKEA frames, and we love the statement that they make and the vibe that they help bring to this space. And really, it was so inexpensive. So get creative either with some paint and canvas, or look at some of your trips that you've taken, or even take some pictures of your kids or various objects around the house, play around, maybe do some in black and white, and just get really creative with your camera or your paintbrush and frame your own artwork. Tip number 5, if you can't find what you need, customize what you can find. Now you might be wondering what the heck I mean by that. Let me explain. If you've ever shopped for curtain rods, you know that nice ones come with a hefty price tag. And for me, I don't need an expensive curtain rod. I just need something that looks nice and will hold the curtains in place. That's where I would rather spend my money, is on the actual curtains. So I went into a high-end store, I found all the curtain rods, spent over $200, and then I thought, that's ridiculous. I don't want to spend that much money. So I went over into a discount store and I actually found almost the identical curtain rods for a fraction of the price. But there was a catch. They only had really long ones. And so what I decided to do was to buy 3 long ones, and then for the 2 smaller windows, we just cut the rods to the exact size we needed. Now, it's a little unconventional when it comes to hanging your curtains, but we ended up paying about $50 for the 3 rods versus over $200 at the boutique store. So this is a tip you can use in any application. If you're not finding the exact thing that you need, maybe think outside the box and think about how you can customize what is available in your price range. Tip number 6, houseplants. Recently, I've become absolutely obsessed with houseplants, and I am just putting them in every single room. And in particular, in this room, you will find five living houseplants and 2 additional faux plants. And you know why? They absolutely transform a space on a real minimal budget. Most of these plants, I didn't buy them at fancy nurseries. I bought them like at Walmart or IKEA or the hardware store. It adds a pop of green to your corners and also some real dimension and shape to otherwise a pretty lifeless wall. Like this hanging one, for instance, hanging in this vintage macrame plant holder. Look at how well it finishes off this corner. Love it. Finally, tip number 7, be content with what you have, and like Tim Gunn says, make it work. If we were starting this room from scratch and had endless budget, trust me, we would have bought all new furniture and probably some higher end finishes. But we weren't. The whole point was to do this on a shoestring budget and to just kind of zhuzh it up until we decide what we're gonna end up doing with the space long term. This couch that I'm sitting on is very old. It's not quite the style of this room and it's seen better days. But you know what? We're making it work. When we moved into this space, we pulled it out of storage and it actually fit perfectly here. Now, it's a very traditional leather couch and it's in more of a modern space next to our very modern and sleek looking couches. But you know what? We're just making it work. It actually adds for kind of a more gathered feel or a transitional decor style. And when we have the money to upgrade to a nicer looking couch, we'll do that. But for now, there's actually nothing wrong with this couch. And so what we're doing instead is we're just changing out the pillows, adding some throws, and just making it work in this space and being content with how it looks. Well, there you have it, friends. 7 tips on how you can transform one of the spaces in your house this weekend on a very small budget and bring a drab space and turn it into a fab room that you and your family will want to spend time in. If you like this video, why don't you give it a thumbs up? Tell us down below what room you're looking to make over next. And make sure if you're not subscribed to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. We will see you next time. Bye.